Silence is the height of contempt. 10 traits of people who speak less. In a world saturated with constant chatter and the relentless pursuit of validation, the act of speaking less is often misunderstood. The adage, "silence is the height of contempt," suggests that choosing not to engage in unnecessary dialogue can be a powerful statement of independence and self-respect. This notion, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, underscores the value of deliberate silence and its profound implications for personal demeanor and relationships. People who speak less are often seen as enigmatic or aloof, but their restraint is frequently a reflection of deeper Stoic principles. Stoicism teaches us to value our words, use them sparingly, and ensure they serve a purpose. Individuals who master the art of speaking less exhibit traits that align with this philosophy, demonstrating a mindful approach to communication and a profound understanding of themselves and others. In this exploration, we will uncover 10 key traits of people who speak less, revealing how their silence embodies the Stoic virtues of self-discipline, wisdom, and emotional control. By examining these traits, we can gain insight into how less can indeed be more, and how embracing silence can lead to a more thoughtful and impactful presence in our lives. The phrase, "silence is the height of contempt," often evokes a sense of intentional disregard or disdain. It suggests that choosing to remain silent can be a powerful statement of contempt or disrespect, implying that the subject is not worthy of engagement. However, this interpretation can be misleading. Silence, in many contexts, can signify much more than mere contempt. It can be a strategic and thou. In today's world, where constant communication is ubiquitous and often superficial, speaking less is frequently misunderstood. People who choose to speak sparingly are often seen as aloof, disinterested, or uncommunicative. This misconception overlooks the nuanced reasons behind their restraint. Speaking less is not necessarily a sign of The Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on wisdom and virtue, offers a compelling perspective on the role of silence in communication. Stoicism teaches that our responses and interactions should be guided by reason rather than impulse. In this framework, silence is not a passive act, but a deliberate choice aligned with the principles of self-discipline and thoughtfulness. Stoics advocate for speaking only when it serves a purpose. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, viewed silence as a tool for personal growth and self-mastery. By practicing restraint in speech, individuals can cultivate deeper self-awareness and more authentic connections. Silence in this context becomes a form of active engagement with the idea that silence is the height of contempt may reflect an initial reaction of misunderstanding. However, from a Stoic perspective, silence is a powerful and intentional practice that embodies self-control, mindfulness, and respect. Understanding this can transform how we perceive and utilize silence in our own lives, recognizing it not as a form of disregard but as a thou. The Stoic philosophy of silence. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium, centers on the pursuit of virtue and wisdom through the mastery of one's own mind and emotions. At its core, Stoicism teaches that true happiness and fulfillment come from living in accordance with nature and reason. This involves cultivating inner control and embracing a rational approach to life's challenges. Key Stoic principles include the distinction between what is within our control and what is not, and the pursuit of virtues such as wisdom, courage, and justice. In the context of Stoic philosophy, silence is not merely the absence of speech. but a deliberate practice of self-discipline and reflection. Stoics view silence as a powerful tool for maintaining emotional equilibrium and exercising control over one's impulses. By choosing silence over unnecessary or impulsive speech, individuals can prevent themselves from reacting emotionally and instead engage in thoughtful reflection. This practice helps in managing one's desires and judgments, ensuring that responses are measured and aligned with rationality. The Stoic approach to communication prioritizes thoughtful speech over mindless chatter. According to Stoic principles, words should be used purposefully and sparingly, contributing meaningfully to discourse rather than merely filling silence. This perspective is rooted in the belief that every utterance should serve a specific purpose, whether to convey wisdom, provide clarity, or foster meaningful connection. By focusing on the quality of speech rather than the quantity, Stoics advocate for a more mindful and intentional way of interacting with others. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, exemplified this approach in his writings. He emphasized the importance of restraint and self-control, noting that one should speak only when it is beneficial and necessary. Aurelius's reflections underscore the idea that silence, when chosen wisely, reflects a deep understanding and respect for the power of words. Stoicism teaches that silence is a valuable practice for self-discipline and thoughtful communication. By embracing silence as a tool for reflection and control, individuals can align their speech with reason and virtue, ultimately fostering more meaningful and intentional interactions. This Stoic approach to silence and speech highlights the importance of mindful communication and the role of inner control in achieving a balanced and virtuous life. Silence is the height of contempt. 10 traits of people who speak less. In a world saturated with constant chatter and the relentless pursuit of validation, the act of speaking less is often misunderstood. The adage, "silence is the height of contempt," suggests that choosing not to engage in unnecessary dialogue can be a powerful statement of independence and self-respect. This notion, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, underscores the value of deliberate silence and its profound implications for personal demeanor and relationships. People who speak less are often seen as enigmatic or aloof, but their restraint is frequently a reflection of deeper Stoic principles. Stoicism teaches us to value our words, use them sparingly, and ensure they serve a purpose. Individuals who master the art of speaking less exhibit traits that align with this philosophy, demonstrating a mindful approach to communication and a profound understanding of themselves and others. In this exploration, we will uncover 10 key traits of people who speak less, revealing how their silence embodies the Stoic virtues of self-discipline, wisdom, and emotional control. By examining these traits, we can gain insight into how less can indeed be more, and how embracing silence can lead to a more thoughtful and impactful presence in our lives. The Stoic philosophy of silence. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium, centers on the pursuit of virtue and wisdom through the mastery of one's own mind and emotions. At its core, Stoicism teaches that true happiness and fulfillment come from living in accordance with nature and reason. This involves cultivating inner control and embracing a rational approach to life's challenges. Key Stoic principles include the distinction between what is within our control and what is not, and the pursuit of virtues such as wisdom, courage, and justice. In the context of Stoic philosophy, silence is not merely the absence of speech, but a deliberate practice of self-discipline and reflection. Stoics view silence as a powerful tool for maintaining emotional equilibrium and exercising control over one's impulses. By choosing silence over unnecessary or impulsive speech, individuals can prevent themselves from reacting emotionally and instead engage in thoughtful reflection. This practice helps in managing one's desires and judgments, ensuring that responses are measured and aligned with rationality. The Stoic approach to communication prioritizes thoughtful speech over mindless chatter. According to Stoic principles, words should be used purposefully and sparingly, contributing meaningfully to discourse rather than merely filling silence. This perspective is rooted in the belief that every utterance should serve a specific purpose, whether to convey wisdom, provide clarity, or foster meaningful connection. By focusing on the quality of speech rather than the quantity, Stoics advocate for a more mindful and intentional way of interacting with others. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, exemplified this approach in his writings. He emphasized the importance of restraint and self-control, noting that one should speak only when it is beneficial and necessary. Aurelius' reflections underscore the idea that silence, when chosen wisely, reflects a deep understanding and respect for the power of words. In summary, Stoicism teaches that silence is a valuable practice for self-discipline and thoughtful communication. By embracing silence as a tool for reflection and control, individuals can align their speech with reason and virtue, ultimately fostering more meaningful and intentional interactions. This Stoic approach to silence and speech highlights the importance of mindful communication and the role of inner control in achieving a balanced and virtuous life. Traits of people who speak less. Self-control. Self-control is a fundamental trait for individuals who speak less. It involves the ability to manage one's impulses, emotions, and reactions in a manner that aligns with long-term goals and values. For those who speak less, self-control manifests as a deliberate choice to restrain from unnecessary or impulsive communication. This trait is essential in maintaining composure and ensuring that interactions are meaningful and purposeful. Speaking less often reflects a high degree of self-mastery. When individuals choose to withhold their words, they demonstrate an ability to control their immediate impulses and emotional responses. Instead of reacting impulsively or contributing to conversation without substantial purpose, they take the time to consider the impact of their words. This restraint is a conscious effort to avoid adding to the noise of everyday conversation, focusing instead on contributing when it truly matters. For instance, someone with strong self-control may resist the urge to interrupt or dominate a discussion, choosing instead to listen carefully and respond thoughtfully. This approach not only showcases their ability to manage their own impulses, but also enhances the quality of their interactions. By speaking less, they avoid unnecessary conflict and ensure that their contributions are well considered and relevant. Self-control in communication also involves recognizing the right moments to speak and the appropriate ways to express oneself. Individuals who master this trait understand that effective communication is not about the quantity of words, but their significance and impact. By exercising restraint, they can offer more profound and insightful contributions, which often leads to deeper and more meaningful dialogues. In essence, self-control as a core trait of people who speak less highlights their ability to manage their impulses and emotions, ensuring that their communication is intentional and impactful. This self-mastery not only improves personal interactions, but also fosters a more thoughtful and considerate approach to engaging with others. Traits of people who speak less. Thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness is a hallmark of individuals who speak less, reflecting a profound respect for the power and impact of words. This trait emphasizes the importance of careful reflection before contributing to conversations. For these individuals, communication is not about filling the silence or participating in idle chatter, but rather about delivering messages that are deliberate and meaningful. The process of thoughtfulness begins with reflection. Before speaking, individuals who exhibit thoughtfulness take time to consider their words carefully. They weigh the potential impact of their statements, contemplate how their message might be received, and assess whether their input will contribute constructively to the discussion. This reflective practice ensures that their communication is not only relevant, but also sensitive to the context and the feelings of others. People who speak less are often more deliberate in their communication. By choosing their moments to speak, they ensure that each contribution is thoughtful and significant. This deliberation contrasts with more impulsive communicators who may speak without much consideration, often leading to superficial or unnecessary exchanges. Thoughtful communicators, in contrast, prioritize the quality over the quantity of their words, leading to more impactful and considered interactions. For example, in a meeting, a thoughtful individual might wait until they have a clear and well-considered point to make, rather than speaking frequently. This approach not only enhances the value of their contributions, but also encourages others to listen more attentively when they do speak. Their measured approach fosters deeper and more meaningful dialogues, as their contributions are seen as well-reasoned and insightful. In summary, thoughtfulness in communication involves careful reflection and deliberate expression. People who speak less often exhibit this trait by prioritizing meaningful engagement over frequent, less considered contributions. This approach enhances the quality of interactions and ensures that their words have a lasting impact. Traits of people who speak less. Wisdom often manifests through the judicious use of silence. The connection between silence and wisdom lies in the ability to recognize when to speak and when to withhold words, reflecting a deeper understanding and insight into situations. Silence, in this context, is not just the absence of speech, but a strategic choice that reveals a person's grasp of complex dynamics and respect for the subtleties of communication. When individuals practice silence, they signal their awareness of the power that words hold. By choosing not to speak, they allow themselves the time to reflect deeply and consider their responses carefully. This approach underscores a sophisticated level of understanding, as it shows they are not driven by the need to fill the conversation with noise, but are instead focused on contributing thoughtfully when it is most appropriate. For example, consider a leader who remains silent during a heated debate. Rather than adding to the discord, they observe and listen intently, gaining a fuller grasp of the various perspectives and underlying issues. When they finally choose to speak, their insights are often more measured and impactful, reflecting a comprehensive understanding of the situation. This strategic silence allows them to offer solutions that are more aligned with the needs and concerns of the group. Similarly, in personal relationships, Someone who listens more and speaks less often demonstrates wisdom through their restraint. By not immediately responding to every comment or emotion, they create space for more thoughtful and empathetic interactions. This allows them to understand the other person's perspective more fully before offering a response, which can lead to more meaningful and constructive dialogues. In essence, wisdom is closely linked with the ability to wield silence effectively. By choosing when to speak and when to remain silent, individuals can demonstrate a deeper comprehension of the situation, enhance the quality of their contributions, and foster more profound and insightful communication. Traits of people who speak less. Confidence. Confidence plays a crucial role in the practice of speaking less. Individuals who speak less often exhibit a quiet self-assurance that stems from their belief in their own worth and the value of their contributions. This confidence is reflected in their ability to remain composed and restrained, choosing to speak only when they have something substantial to say. People who speak less demonstrate their confidence through their restraint. Rather than feeling the need to fill every silence with words or assert their presence through constant communication, they trust in the strength of their ideas and their ability to convey them effectively when necessary. This quiet confidence is not about seeking validation or proving their worth through volume, but about having a firm belief in the quality and impact of their contributions. For instance, in a group setting, a confident individual may listen attentively without dominating the conversation. Their reserved demeanor is not a sign of insecurity, but an indication that they are comfortable with their role and the value they bring. When they do choose to speak, their remarks are often well considered and impactful, demonstrating their deep understanding and assuredness. Similarly, in professional environments, a confident person who speaks less often commands respect through their measured approach. They are secure enough to let their actions and well-chosen words speak for themselves, rather than relying on constant verbal affirmation. This approach not only highlights their self-assuredness, but also enhances their credibility and influence. Confidence is integral to the trait of speaking less. Individuals who exhibit this confidence demonstrate a quiet self-assurance, reflecting their trust in their own value and the effectiveness of their communication. Their ability to remain reserved until they have something meaningful to contribute underscores their inner strength and certainty, leading to more thoughtful and impactful interactions. Traits of people who speak less. Emotional stability. Emotional stability is profoundly impacted by the practice of speaking less. Choosing to speak less often reflects an individual's ability to manage their emotions effectively, demonstrating maturity and resilience. This trait involves a controlled and thoughtful approach to communication, which is indicative of a well-regulated emotional state. Impact of speaking less on managing emotions. When individuals speak less, they typically exhibit greater emotional control. By refraining from reacting impulsively or engaging in unnecessary dialogue, they avoid exacerbating their emotional responses. Speaking less allows for more deliberate and reflective processing of emotions, reducing the likelihood of reacting out of frustration or distress. This restraint helps in maintaining composure during challenging situations and contributes to more balanced and rational decision-making. For example, in a heated discussion or conflict, A person who chooses to remain silent rather than contribute to the escalation shows emotional stability. They are able to manage their immediate emotional reactions and prevent themselves from saying things they might later regret. This level of self-control not only helps in maintaining personal peace, but also fosters a more constructive and less confrontational atmosphere. Silence as a sign of emotional maturity and resilience. Silence can be a powerful indicator of emotional maturity and resilience. It demonstrates an individual's ability to process and regulate their emotions internally, rather than expressing them outwardly. This restraint reflects a mature understanding that not every emotion needs to be verbalized, and that sometimes withholding words is a sign of strength and composure. For instance, someone who remains calm and collected during stressful situations, choosing to listen and reflect rather than react hastily, showcases emotional resilience. Their silence signifies a sophisticated approach to handling emotions, where they prioritize thoughtful responses over immediate, potentially disruptive reactions. Speaking less can significantly impact emotional stability by facilitating better emotional management and promoting a more thoughtful, composed approach to communication. This practice not only reflects emotional maturity and resilience, but also contributes to a more balanced and constructive interaction style. Traits of people who speak less. Listening skills. Speaking less significantly enhances listening abilities, positioning it as a key trait among those who are more reserved in their communication. When individuals choose to speak less, they naturally increase their capacity for attentive listening, a crucial component of effective and empathetic communication. How speaking less enhances listening abilities. When people speak less, they inherently have more opportunities to listen. By choosing to hold back their own words, they create space to fully engage with what others are saying. This increased focus on listening allows them to absorb more information, understand different perspectives more deeply, and respond more thoughtfully. Speaking less removes the tendency to dominate conversations, thereby fostering a more balanced and receptive communication dynamic. For example, in meetings or group discussions, a person who speaks sparingly is likely to pay closer attention to others' contributions. They listen intently, picking up on nuances, emotions, and underlying messages that might otherwise be missed if they were more focused on formulating their next comment. This heightened awareness enables them to offer more relevant and insightful responses when they do choose to speak. The value of attentive listening as a trait of those who speak less. Attentive listening, a direct benefit of speaking less, is an invaluable trait in both personal and professional contexts. It demonstrates respect for others' viewpoints and fosters stronger, more empathetic connections. Those who excel in attentive listening can better understand the needs and concerns of others, leading to more effective problem-solving and collaboration. Moreover, attentive listeners are often perceived as more trustworthy and supportive. Their ability to listen carefully and without interruption builds rapport and encourages open, honest communication. In relationships, this trait enhances mutual understanding and strengthens bonds, as individuals feel heard and valued. Speaking less enhances listening abilities by allowing individuals to focus more on others' words and perspectives. Attentive listening, a natural outcome of this restraint, is a highly valuable trait that fosters empathy, improves communication, and strengthens relationships. Those who master the art of speaking less often excel in creating meaningful and effective interactions through their heightened listening skills. Respect for others. Silence can be a profound form of respect in conversations, reflecting deep consideration for others' perspectives and personal space. People who speak less often exhibit this trait by valuing the importance of listening and providing space for others to express themselves fully. Silence as a form of respect in conversations. Choosing to speak less in conversations often demonstrates respect for the speaker and the topic being discussed. When individuals hold back from dominating the conversation, they allow others to share their thoughts and feelings without interruption. This approach creates an environment where every participant feels valued and heard, fostering more inclusive and respectful dialogue. For example, during a group discussion, someone who speaks less is likely to let others contribute their ideas and perspectives before adding their own input. This not only shows that they respect others' viewpoints, but also enhances the quality of the conversation by incorporating diverse perspectives. Their silence in such moments underscores their recognition of the importance of balanced communication and mutual respect. How speaking less shows consideration for others' perspectives and space. Speaking less is also a way to show consideration for others' perspectives and personal space. By refraining from speaking excessively, individuals give others the opportunity to articulate their thoughts and feelings. This consideration is particularly important in sensitive or complex discussions, where each participant's input is crucial for a well-rounded understanding. Moreover, providing space through silence allows for more thoughtful and reflective responses from all parties involved. When people refrain from interrupting or overshadowing others, it encourages a more deliberate and respectful exchange of ideas. This respectful approach helps to build stronger, more collaborative relationships, as it demonstrates that each person's contribution is valued and taken into account. In summary, speaking less as a form of respect involves recognizing and valuing the importance of others' contributions and creating space for them to be heard. This approach enhances communication by ensuring that all perspectives are considered and that interactions remain respectful and inclusive. Through this consideration, individuals who speak less contribute to more balanced and thoughtful dialogues, fostering a more respectful and empathetic conversational environment. Traits of people who speak less. Mindfulness. Mindfulness and silence are deeply interconnected, with the practice of speaking less often reflecting a heightened state of presence and awareness. For those who embrace silence, it becomes a powerful tool for cultivating mindfulness, enabling them to engage more fully with the present moment. Connection between silence and mindfulness. Silence fosters mindfulness by allowing individuals to step away from the constant noise and distractions of everyday life. When people choose to speak less, they create space for themselves and others to focus on the here and now. This intentional restraint in communication helps to center attention on the present moment, enhancing the ability to observe and reflect without the interference of external stimuli. By embracing silence, individuals can more readily engage in self-reflection and become attuned to their thoughts and emotions. This practice aligns with the principles of mindfulness, which emphasize being fully present and aware of one's internal and external experiences. In quiet moments, people are better able to tune into their own feelings and reactions, fostering a deeper understanding of themselves and their surroundings. How people who speak less practice being present and aware. People who speak less often practice mindfulness by using silence to stay grounded in the present. Their restraint in communication allows them to listen more intently and observe their environment with greater clarity. This heightened awareness enables them to respond more thoughtfully and intentionally, rather than reacting impulsively. For instance, in social settings, those who speak less may focus on actively listening to others, fully absorbing what is being shared without preoccupying themselves with their own responses. This attentiveness reflects a mindful approach to interaction, where the emphasis is on understanding and engaging deeply with the present moment. Moreover, in personal reflection, silence provides the space needed for thoughtful consideration and self-awareness. By limiting verbal expressions, individuals can more effectively process their thoughts and feelings, leading to a more grounded and mindful approach to life. In summary, the practice of speaking less is closely linked to mindfulness. By embracing silence, individuals create the opportunity to be more present and aware, both in their interactions with others and in their own reflective processes. This mindful approach enhances their ability to engage with the world around them thoughtfully and intentionally, promoting a deeper connection with the present moment. Traits of people who speak less. Avoidance of conflict. Silence plays a crucial role in avoiding unnecessary conflict and maintaining harmony in interactions. By choosing to speak less, individuals can navigate sensitive situations with greater ease, reducing the likelihood of disagreements and fostering a more peaceful environment. Role of silence in preventing unnecessary conflict. Silence serves as a powerful tool for diffusing potential conflicts. When individuals refrain from speaking impulsively, they avoid exacerbating tensions and contributing to disputes. By staying quiet during heated moments, they provide space for emotions to settle and prevent the situation from escalating further. This strategic use of silence can help de-escalate conflicts and create an opportunity for more constructive dialogue. For example, during an argument, someone who chooses to remain silent rather than adding their own points of contention helps to calm the situation. Their restraint allows time for all parties involved to cool down and reflect, which can lead to a more thoughtful and less emotionally charged resolution. This approach minimizes the risk of saying something that might aggravate the conflict and maintains a more harmonious atmosphere. How speaking less can help avoid arguments and maintain harmony. Speaking less can significantly contribute to maintaining harmony by focusing on listening rather than engaging in unnecessary disputes. When individuals limit their verbal contributions, they are more likely to listen attentively and understand different viewpoints, reducing the chances of misunderstandings and arguments. This attentive approach fosters empathy and mutual respect, essential components for resolving conflicts amicably. In conversations, people who speak less often prioritize hearing others out before responding, which helps to address concerns more comprehensively and respectfully. By giving others the floor and avoiding knee-jerk reactions, they create a space where constructive dialogue can flourish, and conflicts are more easily managed. In summary, silence and speaking less are instrumental in avoiding unnecessary conflict and maintaining harmony. By using silence strategically, individuals can prevent the escalation of tensions, promote a more reflective and empathetic communication style, and foster a more peaceful and collaborative environment. This approach enhances overall relationship dynamics, contributing to more positive and harmonious interactions. Traits of people who speak less. Authenticity. Authenticity often emerges from the practice of speaking less, as it allows individuals to communicate more genuinely and sincerely. By speaking less frequently, individuals can focus on expressing their true selves and ensuring that their words reflect their real thoughts and feelings. Authenticity as a result of speaking less. When individuals choose to speak less, they create opportunities for more authentic communication. This restraint enables them to be deliberate about their words, making sure that each statement is a true reflection of their beliefs and emotions. Speaking less often means that when they do choose to communicate, their contributions are more considered and aligned with their authentic selves, rather than being driven by the need to fill conversation or seek approval. For example, someone who speaks sparingly might take the time to reflect on their thoughts and feelings before sharing them. This thoughtful approach ensures that their communication is not only accurate, but also deeply aligned with their personal values and beliefs. As a result, their interactions are more genuine, as they are not influenced by the desire to impress or conform. How those who speak less often communicate more genuinely and sincerely. Individuals who speak less tend to prioritize substance over volume, leading to more genuine and sincere communication. Because they choose their moments to speak with care, their words often carry more weight and meaning. This approach allows them to communicate with greater authenticity, as their statements are typically well considered and reflective of their true perspective. In conversations, these individuals are more likely to express their honest thoughts and feelings, rather than conforming to social expectations or trying to fit in. Their reserved nature often results in a communication style that is straightforward and heartfelt, free from the embellishments or superficialities that can accompany more frequent speech. Additionally, speaking less can foster deeper connections. When people listen more and speak less, they show a willingness to understand others fully, which in turn encourages others to be more open and authentic. This mutual openness enhances the authenticity of all participants in the conversation. In summary, speaking less is closely linked to authenticity, as it allows individuals to communicate more genuinely and sincerely. By choosing their words with care and focusing on meaningful contributions, those who speak less often demonstrate a deep alignment with their true selves, fostering more genuine and heartfelt interactions. Practical applications and benefits. Adopting the traits associated with speaking less can yield significant improvements in both personal and professional relationships. By embracing silence, individuals can enhance their communication skills, build stronger connections, and create more harmonious environments. How adopting these traits can improve personal and professional relationships. 1. Enhanced listening skills. Speaking less allows individuals to become better listeners, leading to more meaningful and empathetic interactions. In personal relationships, this means showing genuine interest and understanding, which strengthens bonds and fosters trust. In professional settings, active listening improves collaboration and problem-solving as team members feel valued and heard. 2. Reduced conflict. By speaking less, individuals can avoid unnecessary arguments and maintain a peaceful atmosphere. This approach helps in managing conflicts more effectively, as it promotes a thoughtful and measured response rather than escalating tensions. Increased authenticity. Individuals who speak less often communicate more sincerely, reflecting their true selves. This authenticity builds deeper connections and fosters respect and trust in both personal and professional relationships. Colleagues and friends are more likely to appreciate and relate to someone who communicates honestly and thoughtfully. 4. Greater emotional stability. The practice of speaking less contributes to emotional stability by allowing individuals to manage their reactions and emotions better. This stability leads to more composed and balanced interactions, enhancing relationship quality. Practical tips for incorporating the principles of speaking less into daily life. 1. Pause before responding. Take a moment to reflect before responding in conversations. This pause helps ensure that your responses are thoughtful and intentional, rather than impulsive or reactive. 2. Practice active listening. Focus on truly listening to others without planning your response while they are speaking. Show that you are engaged by nodding, making eye contact, and providing thoughtful feedback based on what has been said. 3. Limit unnecessary verbal contributions. In meetings or social settings, resist the urge to speak frequently. Instead, contribute when you have something meaningful to add. This approach encourages others to share their perspectives and promotes a more balanced dialogue. 4. Set aside time for reflection. Incorporate regular periods of reflection into your routine. Use this time to process your thoughts and feelings, which can help you communicate more effectively and authentically when you do speak. 5. Be mindful of your words. Consider the impact of your words before you speak. Aim to communicate with purpose and clarity, focusing on how your message will be received and its relevance to the conversation. The practice of speaking less encompasses a range of valuable traits that align closely with Stoic philosophy. Key traits such as self-control, thoughtfulness, wisdom, confidence, emotional stability, mindfulness, and respect for others all reflect the principles of Stoicism, which emphasize mastery over one's impulses, the pursuit of wisdom, and the cultivation of inner strength. Stoicism teaches that our responses to external events, including how we communicate, are within our control. Speaking less allows individuals to exercise this control more effectively, leading to more deliberate, authentic, and respectful interactions. By embracing silence, one can practice emotional stability and mindfulness, avoid unnecessary conflict, and communicate with greater authenticity and thoughtfulness. Each of these traits not only enhances personal growth, but also strengthens relationships by fostering deeper understanding and connection. The power of speaking less lies in its ability to create space for more meaningful and impactful communication. When individuals choose to speak with intention and restraint, they contribute to more thoughtful dialogues and maintain a calm, respectful atmosphere. This approach not only benefits personal relationships, but also enhances professional interactions by promoting a more balanced and empathetic communication style. In embracing silence, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with our values and principles. By doing so, we harness the power of speaking less to achieve greater self-awareness, improve our relationships, and navigate life's challenges with greater poise and wisdom. Thus, speaking less is not merely an act of restraint, but a profound practice in cultivating a more reflective and purpose-driven approach to communication and life.